Sorry I'm late, I'm Clay. The world needs saving, and who better to save us than a bunch of children? What they lack in experience, they make up for in potential and expendability. In this world, experience equals power. How does one come by this elusive experience? Perhaps a long, fulfilling career, maybe a life well lived. No, how about complete extermination of the indigenous wildlife, rampant thievery, and dismantling an entire society because they ain't us. I'm a paladin on a crusade to play through the entirety of the Final Fantasy mainline games for the first time ever. I've played 1, and now it's time to explore Final Fantasy 2. You play as a group of youngins working with the rebellion to overthrow the evil empire led by the magical evil emperor. Basically Star Wars, but worse. You start off with floor POV to put you in your rightful place. The world tells you to get good, loser. How do you get good? Do stuff. The more stuff you do, the better you are at doing that stuff. Simple, too easy, got it. This is a departure from Final Fantasy 1, and if you're a crybaby, you won't like it. But for the rest of us beaver warriors, we love it. Makes sense. And now you have everything you need to enjoy this. The story is like that time you misspoke in front of your crush. It's bad, embarrassing, and better left forgotten. And yet, it might keep you up at night wondering things like, why did Minwoo actually leave the party? He said he can't save the king because everybody has to die, but then he says he has to stay with the king to ease his suffering, but then has the nerve to tell me that the fate of the world rests in my hands. Hello? How about help me? What about all the suffering? You know, maybe that's just the way of mysterious Gandalf wizards. That's fine. Okay, but what about the time where Firion rescues the princess and starts to get seduced by her, and you're like, come on, man, there's evil magic in the world. Don't you think this might be a trick? You know what, I'm gonna give the story a pass on this one too. He's a young, hot-blooded male with only one thing on his mind: glazing some donuts. And honestly, I don't blame him. You glaze a princess and you are set for life. Only, this isn't the real princess. This is a snake lady, and you find out the princess is being given away to the winners of a tournament. What? I could go on with moments like this forever, but you get the point. The story is garbaggio. But to be fair, the game was made in a bit of a hurry. Final Fantasy 2 came out 364 days after Final Fantasy 1, and this was a hectic 364 days. See, Square didn't make sequels because their games never sold well enough to warrant a sequel. They were trash. But Final Fantasy was different. Final Fantasy was a certified banger. It would have been an easy thing to just pump out another game that was a clone of the successful game you just made. But Sakaguchi didn't do that. Sakaguchi is the name of the guy that made Final Fantasy, in case you didn't watch the first episode. Sakaguchi said with his whole chest, I'll make a new game. I'll throw away the entire world I just created, the characters, the systems, everything. I'll show them that I'm a game development god. And so the team got to work crafting the
So who did the cosplay of the angel from the Shadowbringers trailer?
Females in video games come in all sorts of forms. Sometimes there's an emphasis on eye candy. Some people see these pixels and literally cry. Not me. I'm a man of culture, so I love this. And you know what else I love? This is where I would put a sponsor if I had one, but I don't, so I'll just say I love getting new subscribers. Okay, thanks. Sometimes instead of mommy milkers, there's an emphasis on competency and less on beauty.
You hit like a woman, and it's inspiring. Keep it up.
I love a strong character, so I also love this. In fact, the only absolute sin in all of character design is making your character boring. Why is she even here? The only trait that she has is being the sibling of a more interesting character. Hello? Now to be fair, Firion and Guy aren't exactly getting an S+ in character design either, but at least Firion has incredible, impeccable drip and main character vibes. And Guy, well, I guess it's time to talk about the anomaly that is Guy. Was Guy the strongest member in the party? No, that was Firion. Firion could 2-tap a boss, wild. Was Guy the best utility on the team? No, that was Maria with her berserk spell. So maybe Guy was the most interesting character story-wise. Also, no, that was literally every other character that joined the party, just anyone besides the main 3. Guy has one good quality. Guy speak beaver. If you don't understand the depth of Guy speak beaver, then you don't understand Final Fantasy as a series. Guy speak beaver. With these 3 words, I understood that Final Fantasy was to be a series about delivering deep, meaningful, impactful stories. Stories that warm the heart and cut to the core of what it means to be alive. Guy speak beaver. Now that you know the characters, we can talk about the... Yes, I stole this editing technique from Scamboli. Music while you're playing the game? The overworld theme, ooey gooey so good. The Wild Rose theme, certified triple platinum. Password system, at first this was cool. Then it immediately wasn't. It just kind of felt like a clunkier way to do dialogue, but it's fine. And now for the topic, leveling. Now that I'm done with the game, I've watched several reviews of Final Fantasy 2 and so many people have an issue with the leveling. My experience was like this. Oh, what? There's no levels?
What do you mean?
Huh? Oh, it's skill-based, like based off what I do. Got it. Okay, guess I'll just leave them as defaults. Oh, wow, these guys take 0 damage from physical? All right, guess I better train magic then. Man, this system is a little BS. Oh, hey, I'm getting pretty strong. Hey, you know what? This is pretty cool. Furion? Furion, stop, you're killing everything in one hit. Stop, leave some for everyone else. Stop. By the end game, I loved this system. But then there was the boss of the game. The man who single-handedly threw the entire world into chaos. I reflected on my time with the boss of the first game and I steeled my resolve. I didn't want to lose. I couldn't lose, for the fate of the world rested in my hands. The boss loomed over me and with all the courage I could muster, I swung my sword and I learned the truth. They got it! I'm strong! I two-tapped him. Furion hit this man twice and he blew up. I never grinded in this game, not even once. But I have 2 things to tell you right now. 1, I never run from fights in games like this. Even when I stupidly fought these guards on the Dreadnought, they are way too strong, but I fought him anyway and learned that these guys are immortal. Look, I kill him and he is still here. I was like, oh, maybe he at least says something different now. I talked to him again and it makes you fight the same dude again. What? Still didn't run. 2, I never even found the chocobo in this game. I literally walked everywhere the entire time until you get the airship, so I fought so much. After the Emperor's defeat, a chilling realization dawned on me. Oliver Wendell Holmes Jr. once said, "The measure of power is obstacles overcome." I just overcame the man who defeated the entire world. I want you to understand, I said beep, boop, and he disintegrated. As Napoleon once said, "Power is my mistress, and I have glazed her donut." I am become God, and the first thing I'll change about this world is easily the I can't end the video without mentioning what is the worst part of the game for me by far. First, I'll say I liked the scale of the dungeons. They felt big and like I was really going through a dungeon, someplace that is dangerous and difficult to overcome. I'm also fine with dead ends. Not every corner should have some secret unicorn treasure. However, the most infuriating, frustrating, hair-pulling parts of the entire game are those empty dungeon rooms. Why? It honestly felt like one of the most egregious attempts at trying to pad out gameplay that I've ever seen. You're trying to find where to go, and so you open every door, but taking away my agency by putting me in the center of the room and forcing me to fight random battles just to get back to where I was? No! It's really annoying. Empty? You can't just put a monster in the room? Empty? And there are so many of them. There are multiple points in the game where you encounter like 4 empty rooms in a row. Hell, I think it would have been better to like have those doors be locked, and maybe after you beat most of the game, you can return with some universal key that opens all the doors and it has like basic items for you or a good amount of gil or whatever. Even just having tough monsters in these rooms for experience would be better than an empty room. Hello? Empty? I hated those empty rooms, but they weren't enough to kill my vibe here. I loved this game. I had a lot of fun. I heard multiple times that Final Fantasy II is the worst game in the series, and if that's true, I'm excited to get into the next one. I loved my experience with 2, so it can only go up from here. From Final Fantasy III onward, I'll be streaming my progress, so if you want to join the crusade or just watch me struggle, stop on by. May the crusade continue. I'll see you all in Final Fantasy III.